and welcome to Comics Panelist. I am a bit late with this video, but I'm also thrilled that you could join me today. Now, if you have been following this channel and my Facebook page, you know we have been tracking a very specific high-stakes story in the indie comic world. I'm talking about Dead Money, Chapter 2 and 3 by Jesse Scoble and Devinder Thiara. We have watched this campaign unfold like a classic 3-act structure. In Act 1, I sat down with the creators on my Facebook page right before the launch to see where their heads were at. In Act 2, we did a mid-campaign breakdown talking about that massive Project We Love momentum from Kickstarter and what they needed to do to survive the dreaded crowdfunding mid-campaign slump. And today, we are in Act 3. The numbers are finally in. The campaign is officially over. But, like I said, I'm late on this because it ended in May 29th. But yeah, do we have a story to tell? Let's look at the why, the how, and what this means for the future of this book. So let's talk about the data because, you know, I love the data. The campaign wrapped up successfully. They brought in 5,293 Canadian dollars pledged with a 4,500 as a goal, crossing the finish line with 172 backers. That's amazing. But let's address the elephant in the room. If you remember my last video, we asked the big question: could they beat Issue 1's record of 239 backers? They didn't quite cross that 239 mark on Kickstarter itself, but they finished as I said, they finished with 172. But why did that happen? And why is still a massive win? Let's break down the mechanics of a crowdfunding sequel. In the industry, pulling 172 backers for a sequel comic is actually a fantastic retention rate. Why? Because the sophomore slump is a very real, very dangerous hurdle in crowdfunding. With Issue 1, you have the shiny novelty of a brand new concept. Classic Western meets cosmic dread. Everyone wants to hop on the trend. By the time you get to Issue 2 and 3, like they did it now, casual browsers filters out and you are left with only the true core fan base. The fact that Devinder and Jesse raised over 170% of their goal proves that their core audience isn't just loyal. They are willing to spend more per capita to see this story continue. The average pledge amount went up, showing that fans were eager to back the higher tiers and catch-up packages. But here is the real kicker, and this is why the story arc of Dead Money Chapter 2 and 3 isn't actually finished yet. Yes, the Kickstarter clock hit 0, but as we predicted, the campaign has now transitioned into next phase. Late pledges are now officially alive. This is where the strategy shifts. If you missed out on the 30-day Kickstarter window, the doors are still open for you to grab those available rewards, digital catch-up packs, and physical upgrades. For indie creators, the late pledge phase on platforms like BackerKit is where they can bridge the gap and creep even closer to the original 239 backers milestone. It acts as a safety net for people who forgot to check their notifications in the final 48 hours. So, what's the ultimate takeaway here? Dead Money fought the sophomore slump, secured its funding, and proved that Cosmic Horror Western have a dedicated, hungry audience that will show up to keep the printing presses running. But what do you think? Did you get your pledge in time? Are you going to use the late pledge link to catch up on Issue 1, 2, and 3? Oh, and by the way, before we close today's video, if you visit my Facebook page, currently I'm posting an interview with Frankie Walk as we follow his campaign the same way we did for Dead Money. Frankie is going live with Hellstone on July 1st. So take this time to know him better on the interview I did. And let me know in the comments below what do you think about both Dead Money and if you are interested on the Hellstone. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around. I'm your host, Nimesh, and this is the Comics Panelists. I'll see you on the next one.